Shout out to the Soul Tribe and the DMG Ohanas. I'm your man, Cooldmgent. Good morning or good night, wherever you are in the world. Today we woke up to this. I am currently in Pattaya, Thailand. That's East Asia, everyone. I just started my life here and it's pretty fucking cool. I've been able to build and manage my own social media account. Shout out to the TikTok. We are growing on YouTube. We are able to help other people as well as ourselves with making money and great decisions and having great experiences, and we live in love. I'm about to shoot a whole full vlog of this resort and my experience here. But before I do that, I'm about to go eat breakfast, and I got something else that I want to share with you all. We are back. The Kaba Coffee Shop. Don't you forget it. You guys, I could be delusional right now, but I think I see a basketball room. I haven't played basketball, like I haven't went out and touched basketball in so long. I remember there was a point in my life where I really, all I could see was basketball. I was finding myself. I was in high school, and really, my story on how I even played basketball was amazing. I mean, for the first, I want to say 15 years of my life, I never learned how to play basketball. Never knew how to do a layup or shoot or anything, you know. I was just running around unconsciously with my friends talking stuff. But I really wanted it. Then one day this documentary came out and it changed my whole life. This documentary is called More Than a Game, and it starred LeBron and his high school basketball team. You guys, everybody should know Bron is the man. And back in like whatever year that was, after my freshman year of high school, I watched that, and the whole summer I dedicated my life to the science of learning how to play basketball. Like literally, I shot probably 100,000 layups to the point where I could do every move with my eyes closed. I could walk away mid shots. The pass behind the backs were crispy. Everything was so fire. There was just one thing. I was no longer going to the high school that I trained so hard to be a part of. And even though this high school that I was training for, you know, rejected me 3 times because I wasn't a basketball player, this year I knew I was going to make the team. What ended up happening? Life changed. It hit me. It hit me hard, folks. And I started my 10th grade year at a whole new team with a whole new school. This school just so happened to be 20 times better than my original school. I started to go to a college prep school, and it was called, we're just gonna say Vikings. Now, I knew I had game. Lockdown defense. I'm the type of guy, you're not gonna get more than 2 points on me, so you might as well make it a layup. Never mind, you might as well make it a shot. I went to Princeton, and during the heat of battle, I did not miss. I did my thing at that tryouts, and I made the team. The people who made the team with me, they probably thought that I was extremely weird. They probably thought I was crazy. But they had no idea that they were on a team with somebody who just now taught themselves basketball 4 months ago. Literally, they had no idea. In fact, I was still so fresh to the game of basketball, I didn't even know what the positions were. And I was on the team. By this point, I was, not a center, but a forward. I was a forward for the team, and I had no idea what the positions mean. I'm going to be honest with you guys, because this is Soul Trap Talk here. The only position I knew for sure was center. I knew the center was a big man. I thought the power forward meant that was the person who brought the ball down the court with the most force. They influenced the court. Yes. In 10th grade, I thought the power forward was the person who you would presume is the point guard. So that year, not only did I have to deal with, depression and things going on at home and new environments and meeting a whole new side of my family and being rejected by family and all type of weird things, hormones, spirituality kicking the front door in, seeing 33 everywhere. All of this was happening, and I still had to learn the game. So when it came from me freestyling and doing me on the rim, DMG was the man. Again, in my neighborhoods, you could not score on me, and you know this. And if we was hooping at a rec or at home, for some reason outside of the game, if you were to play me one-on-one, you got your ass busted. But when it came to learning plays and knowing what you're supposed to do with 20 seconds left on the clock, I was clueless. I barely played that season. I got most improved player, but I really was the most improved player. To this day, all of those kids that played with me, I wonder, did they know that I had no idea what was going on? Times were crazy then, but I share all of that to share with you to say I dedicated myself to something and I seen it through. And I wasn't afraid of rejection, and I wasn't afraid to look stupid. I wasn't afraid of rejection, and I wasn't afraid to look dumb. And it worked out. LeBron, you inspired me as a young boy, and I took those lessons and I took those skills and I just compound interested, and now look at us, baby. Thailand living. Yeah. So when you're going after something that you really want, don't let nobody tell you you don't know enough about it. Don't let anybody, including yourself, tell you that you look silly doing it, or that is dumb, or that you're not good enough yet. Practice now. Start now. Record now. Go jog now. Learn how to make the layups now. It probably would have helped if I would have watched the games more too, but to be honest, I was so happy that I finally had a six-pack from working out. I'm talking about, you guys. I was that child that really put it all on the line. When before school would open up, I had a homeboy named Nate. Shout out to Nate. If you from Lincoln Heights, you know who Nate was. You know how influential some of the older guys were in Lincoln Heights. A lot of us did not have our fathers, so we had strong black men, kings, who would come by and they would do the best that they could to just be there. Nate was like a big brother to the whole community. Shout out to you, Nate, if you ever get to see this. And I remember Nate told me, he said, hey, Tez, you want to come with us to the gym early in the morning? I'll pick you up before school. We get a workout in. You get to get some meat on your arms. I was so excited. Before that point, I hadn't played on the team yet, but Nate seen me in the neighborhood. And like I said, when it came to just street ball, I was a beast. So Nate knew I had the potential, and he would invite me to come with him to the gym. I would work out at the gym at the high school before school started. School started at 6:15 or 7:15. We would be there an hour, 2 hours early. Then I learned, hey, I need stronger deodorant, because I was busting my ass before school. Then I started school, and then the next couple hours after school, everybody just played around, and then you had practice, and then you went home and finished what homework you didn't finish before, and all the other stuff. It was so much happening, and I don't think anybody knows how much I put into that. My mom seen it. She seen the look in my eyes. I would spend countless hours on my basketball rim that I brought from my old neighborhood. It was very beat up and mangly, but it was my first basketball rim and I loved it. And again, I tell you all of this because I'm telling you, I wasn't afraid of how I look. I knew that I had a goal and a mission. And back in that moment, I thought basketball was my life. The next year, I contemplated on what would I do if I didn't make the team. Guess what? I didn't make the team. For coaches, you know, it's not that hard. They understand that life goes on because they already moved on, and they're going to do what's right for their team. For the student getting cut, it's the worst time of your life, especially if you were on the team before. I got cut my junior year, but I was the hardest working student in there. What ended up happening? A week after tryouts, the head coach, I believe his name was Anderson, he walks up to me in class and he's like, Montez, I want to talk with you about an opportunity. You know, you didn't make the cuts, but I think there's something else that you may be really, really talented at, and I want to be able to help you with that. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I was just excited that somebody seen. I was excited that somebody seen me. So I met with him, and he introduced me to a man. He introduced me to a man who was known as the most handsome teacher in school by the ladies, and also known as one of the coolest but most stern figures in the school by the guys. He introduced me to the track coach named Coach Stallings. Shout out to you, Stalls. Now, Stalls, when you applied for that job, you probably had no idea what type of impact that you would be making on the kid's life. He didn't have children at the time. He was midway young, and he was a really great guy. I'm sure you didn't sign up to be a father, but if there was anybody like a father to me during my last 2 years of high school, it was that man. You guys, during that basketball tryouts, I was the fastest person done with every drill. I was even beating the kids who were superstars on the track team. I just, so by the time track came around, it was on the flow. They knew what time it was. New Legs was in the building. I was 6'2", and I was flipping. Flip, 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 flip. I had a really, really great time. That was my first time running track that year. And I made a new family. I found my home. I was like, this is what life is. I love track. Love indoor track. Love outdoor track. I went to Ohio State and performed my ass off. I made brotherhoods and family and made all these new friends. Just a month before, I was crying, losing my mind about the basketball team. Even though I still didn't know all of the ins and outs on how to play to that degree. I had no idea what I was going to do. Right now, some of you may be in that area of your life where a door has closed and you are thinking, what now? What am I going to do it and how am I going to do it? How do I survive this? Why is this happening to me? I can't live without blank. Calm down. You will live. You will succeed. You will overcome. One door closed is many more open. I haven't talked to Coach Stallings in a while. But last time I checked, he was a principal of another really, really great school. And I believe he had just had a kid. So if anybody remembers Coach Stalls from Princeton, won't you tell him his old friend Tez, the guy, the young boy who was like the team smoothest team player. Hi. I'm talking about back then. I was definitely the ladies man. It was just my energy though, everything. You guys tell Coach Stalls I said what's up. I appreciate you for being there, just as I appreciate Nate, and just as I appreciate my uncle and my father. I appreciate all you strong men for being there at a vulnerable time in my life, because you never know what someone is going through. And like I said, in the heat of battle, of all the things that was happening in my life, I still found ways to overcome it. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to provide that type of influence and power for the rest of the world. And I got a taste of it with you guys. I got a taste of it when I was 16 from men like you. I appreciate you, Ohana. We're walking around this lovely resort. Like I said, you guys, I started betting on myself and taking chances, and now I'm walking around an all-inclusive resort in Thailand for like $30 a day. Huh? 30 what? 30 woo? $37 exact. I just ate a beautiful buffet. Whoa, pull-up bar. Come on. You guys, I got big belly energy right now. I just ate so much. But this is my first time seeing a pull-up bar since Arizona, when I lived in Arizona. I have to get on it. Even if I can only do one thing, I have to get on it. Now, I haven't been working out. I've been living the chunky monkey life. Chunky monkey. That isn't an excuse though. I know who I am. lot of wild dogs. Damn. They pulling up on me. What's up, wild dogs? I don't want no smoke. Yeah, I don't want no smoke. You get a lot of wild dogs here in Thailand. It's okay. They come with the package. They get fed food by the locals. They don't bother you. They don't chase cats. They just do them. You just do you. We gonna do we. All right. That was very sloppy, but you see I didn't give up, right? You see I didn't give up. Oh, this is real choppy. This bar is very, very loose. That was in the heat of battle, like I said. Whew. That was motivation to get back right. I'm about to go get a Gym Beach membership somewhere. All right, folks. That's the motivation for the day. Life, you guys. I'm about to go soak my feet in some water somewhere and go get a back massage. And chill in the sun and think about how grateful I am for my life. Yesterday was a really, really tough day for me. So many things did not come through as I felt they should have. And I felt a little disappointed. I was supposed to be going on an island to 3 resorts with a friend of mine to shoot content, and after a series of events, I'm still not at that particular island. But we did come across this island. We did come across this resort. We did get to share with you guys a little bit of how my process is for success, and we did win. Life is lifing, and if it's not for you, just press that button. Remember, you guys, remember, start. If it's not for you, you'll figure out eventually. If you only go 20%, you'll take 5 times as long as you would have if you went 100. Don't be afraid to fall on your face, your butt, your hip, on anything. Use prayer. I'm a spiritual being. I'm not here to talk about what we believe in, but I'll put it like this, from my experience, prayer is when you talk to God in the universe. When you talk to a source, that is prayer. When you meditate, you listen to source. I enjoy to do both of those. We're not a basketball player anymore. We're not a track star anymore. But we are DMG Ohana. And thank you for joining me. Peace, y'all.